I played WWE 2K22 and I'm going to tell you every single thing that I know.
Here is your winner, Roman Reigns!
Thank you to 2K for sponsoring this video. Let's get right into the meat. That's what she said. So I wanted to break this video down into a few sections. Gameplay.
Rock is doing what he does best.
The controls and how they felt to me.
So light attacks, those are your quick strikes, the fastest attacks in the game.
The entrances, which are a really special feature of the game this year. Backstage area, which I thought was really interesting to talk about. Highlight reel, which was very close to my heart, and I know a lot of yours as well. And also my time spent playing my GM. So first of all, the gameplay is better, I think. It's faster than 2K19 and 2K20, but it doesn't feel insanely quick. It feels more arcadey, but almost in a better way. So you've got a few more options when it comes to movement. So the dodge system I thought was really cool. When you dodge, your character will sort of slip out of the way, and you can do that even when somebody isn't swinging at you. For example, I was sort of playing around with the idea against a bigger opponent, so I was Rey Mysterio against a bigger opponent, and what you can do with Rey is when you hit the bumper, he actually will just military sort of roll to another direction. So you can kind of do like a roll and then go after the legs, or you can do a roll and then grab the rope and do a springboard. Like, so it gives you like a lot of options, and then when you push Y, they go into like a block stance, so you can actually simulate sort of like a boxing style sort of fight. If somebody's trying to cover up while someone's hammering them, I think that's a great little addition to the game this year. I played the game predominantly against myself because that's what I do, so I had two controllers on my lap like usual. I played a little bit against the AI, and the AI can be quite smart. There was actually one point where the AI ran away from me because I was beating them up so badly that they got out of the ring and they ran away from me. I'm not sure if that was just a trait or anything like that. I didn't get a chance to explore that deeply. We only got a couple of hours with the game. But the AI is a little bit smarter. After a little while, I enjoyed the camera angle too. It does make the ring look a little bit smaller, which isn't too ideal, but it's also, once you play it for a little bit, you stop really thinking about it. There's also some really cool new reversal animations, like the one that you see here, the mount reversal, where he is in mount and then he rolls him over, and then now he's in mount and he starts hammering away on him. I think that is a really great addition. They've got a few of those, like the reversals. Some of the selling animations are different and they look a lot better. So if you give someone a Hurricane Rana, they might shake their head or whatever because that affected their head. The weapons feel absolutely amazing this year. I think that was one of the highlights. So you would use a chair, you would hit some with it. I think they've changed the sound of the chair as well. It sounds so much more impactful. It looks so much better because if you hit someone with a strong strike, it damages the chair immediately. I think it's the old 4 rule that we're used to. You hit someone with it 4 times and then you can't use it again. Smash someone 4 times with the kendo stick, it'll fray, and then it just completely explodes apart. But the shards disappear, which, you know, you can understand. But I love looking at a ring that has heaps of carnage and heaps of stuff in it, like all the broken weapons and all that sort of thing. Crowd noise, I didn't find to be as improved as I'd hoped. In the NXT arenas and the smaller arenas, definitely a vast improvement. It sounds completely different in the NXT arenas and that sort of thing. During some of the entrances, it was just pretty much silent. And this isn't like a bug or anything like that. It's been the same throughout the series for years and years and years. So I think they need to raise their game on the crowd noise. Controls. Do the tutorial. I'm not going to tell you what's in it because I don't want to spoil it for you. But Drew Gulak basically runs you through your paces, and it's absolutely brilliant. The controls I got used to pretty quickly. Once you understand that you need to grapple to do certain things, you get it very, very quickly. You know there's light strikes, heavy strikes. That takes a little bit of getting used to for me, who's used to just holding one button for a heavy strike or just tapping one for a light strike. Now they're 2 different buttons. The only thing that I really didn't get around when it came to the controls is the fact that you have to grapple to then Irish whip. I would like an option where you can just Irish whip straight away, and unless I completely missed it, There is no option to do that. You have to grapple and then you have to Irish whip. So let's talk about entrances. I think every single entrance that I watched, they're all unbelievably good. Like, they are so, so good. I think it's one of the key features that they've put a lot of time and effort into is the entrances this year. The camera looks like someone's holding it. Like, it's at ground level, and as they walk back, you can kind of see it sort of walking back as if it's a human being holding it. And I think the presentation on the entrances is absolutely unbelievable and a highlight of the game. So now something that's very close to my heart, the highlight reel. It is so much better than 2K20, but it's pretty much the same as 2K19. So you get about 27 to 30 seconds of highlight reel. Would it be great to have a full match in highlight reel with sound and all of that sort of stuff? Absolutely, but 30 seconds is about what you have. I think it's pretty much exactly 27, maybe 28 seconds. There was a little bit of a depth of field issue, so it would go behind the crowd. Sometimes it would blur the background and have the crowd as the foreground. That could just be early build stuff, or I might have been doing it wrong. But other than that, highlight reel is good. I'm just happy it's fixed. I'm just happy it's in. That's all you can really say, right? Now let's talk about the newly revamped backstage area. This was a lot of fun, very, very exciting for me because I love little spots where you can film promos or where you can film assaults and that sort of thing. Sounds weird to say that, but anyway. You can climb up like 3 levels. So you can climb ladders and go to a different platform and sort of walk around. You can throw your opponent off the platform. Most of the things that I found in the backstage area, you could interact with to a degree. Like, there's weapons lying around everywhere. You know, knock little cleaning signs over and all of that sort of stuff. It's pretty interactive. It looks phenomenal. Like, it looks so, so good. It's completely different than anything we've seen in a recent sort of iteration of a 2K game, particularly with the levels. So being able to climb up a ladder and go to a second level and then climb up another ladder and go to a third level, like, that's stuff we haven't seen for years. It's amazing. It creates a lot of possibilities, not only for creators, but it creates a lot of possibility for people just playing for fun. But overall, just a load of options backstage, which we've just been crying out for, right? The little bit of time that I got to spend on my GM, I played it for about 15-20 minutes. You can select Raw, you can select SmackDown, NXT or NXT UK. Then you go on and you select your desired GM, or you can create your own. We didn't have the option to create our own because we didn't have access to the creation suite on this build. We could only play my GM or the exhibition modes, as I mentioned. The one thing that I didn't really like about my GM is that you can only choose to compete with one other show. So I went NXT UK, for example. I could only select either Raw, SmackDown, or NXT to compete against. You can't compete against all of them. They don't seem to all exist in the same ecosystem. You only go one-on-one versus another general manager, which, yeah, I don't know. You can only book 3 matches and 2 promo segments, as you would have seen. Overall, I thought playing against the AI was a little bit drab. I think it's going to be better to play against someone else. Again, my GM's not really my thing. I'm not really a big my GM guy. If I'm going to sit at home by myself and play a mode, I'm probably not going to play a lot of my GM, if I'm being honest. The AI is a little bit meta in the way that it books the matches. Like, it knows, obviously better than you do, what styles go better together. So it'll book like really random matches that you would never see, but they get an amazing rating because they just know the meta. So it's kind of hard in that aspect. But overall, I think it's fun. Like, the presentation is good, the depth is good, and a lot of it is enjoyable if it's really your thing. If you have questions, leave them below. I'll try and get to everyone's, and I'll answer whatever I can, and I'll catch you on the next one.